right.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for
Hey.
joining us tonight. I'm Rick
Hey,
Reese. I'm a
everyone.
health coach with HMR, and this is our 1-year anniversary episode. And we're so glad to have you joining us here. Hello, everyone. How's everyone tonight? Fantastic. Well, I'm a coach in the program. I have 3 other coaches in the program, Coach Destiny, Coach Gina, Coach Sandy. Hello, guys. And we have 10, count them, 10 program members here. Former guests from previous Facebook Lives, all veterans, shall I say. But there's an asterisk. I have to call out Sharon H. Put your hand up. Shane, put your hand up. You guys are serving the dual role tonight. You're program members. We're going to hear about that. But you also now are dabbling in the coaching world with HMR. Congratulations. Just so awesome.
Program members here.
I hear someone's background. So someone turn down your Facebook page. Turn down the volume on your Facebook page. Sharon, I think it might be you. Got it?
Yay, technology.
Yes. Yeah, that's right, Crystal. Won't be the first time something happens we didn't plan. All right. Very quickly. Just want to acknowledge again, it's our 1-year anniversary of these live events. Needless to say, don't have to expand on this. 2020 was a brutal year. So much to legitimately complain about, but there were some bright spots. And I have to say, from HMR's perspective, guys, one of the big bright spots was just the extraordinary community that has been building in this page. It's just been so fantastic. So supportive. Give me a thumbs up if you guys agree.
Oh, definitely. Yeah,
It's just been great. You guys have all been on the Facebook Lives too. We'd like to think they're just a part of the page, a small part really, but we like to think that the live events have played their role as well. Sandy, hasn't it just been great? We've talked so much about it at HMR.
Yeah, we sure have. And you just can't I just can't imagine life without before our Facebook group. We have come such a long way. This was a brainchild for a while before we ever launched it. And I wanted to just mention what the president of HMR, Lynn, has called Rick doing Wayne's World from his basement every week. And how that has morphed into, look at where we are now with all of you. And we've had all of you as guests and have covered so much ground this year with our Facebook Lives. And, little did we know when we started putting this group together in January of 2020, what would be in store for us, right? For the rest of the year.
So true. I mean, we were facing this cultural shutdown, and all we could think of was, you're trying to tell us that we're going to have HMR clinics not closing doors. I mean, so one of the things that was really driving us, we've got to provide more support and more of a place for people to get that critical accountability and support. And so, that's what was running us a lot initially. And obviously, just all of us talked on Monday night, guys, and you all shared in your own way how when COVID happened and society started to shut down in large part, there were some nerves and there were some fears. Oshin, I thought you were so eloquent in what you actually wrote to me about what was going on in your life. It sort of captures really everyone's feeling at the time. Would you just take a minute and just what was happening in your head when COVID hit and things were changing?
Yeah, for sure. I think it's been obviously a crazy year for everyone. Everyone's had their own circumstances and things going not as planned. And for me personally, I was a week into the program, phase 1, 35 years old at the time, 390 pounds almost. I walked in a week prior, miserable and full of attitude. Gina will tell everybody. I was, mad at the world, mad at myself. And, that week had gone really well as far as HMR goes. I was like a week in, I had my shakes. Gina was proven to be exactly what she is, which is the real deal, like the best coach a guy could ask for.
Aww.
I was getting I was just getting involved in a promotion at work. I was in the middle of selling my house and moving. I had the date set to do so in a couple of weeks. So there was a lot going on as is. And then the entire world shut down with a newborn who's a week old.
Oh, wow.
And I'm at home. I thought I was going to have both sets of grandparents. I will never take that for granted ever again. I thank you both sets of grandparents. I love you all. But we didn't have that help. We had the newborn at home. We had the 4-year-old at home. Just chaos. And I felt like I was on an island by myself. And I was like, well, there goes HMR. Like there's that's it. It's over. Right. I mean, it will fizzle out as quickly as it started, but everything I thought was going to happen didn't happen. My coach doubled down, invested in me even more so. I call her daily I call them stupid questions, and I call her all the time, and she's always available. The class is always available. Natick! Hi, Natick!
Natick is having a watch party tonight.
It's awesome.
The community stuck by me, and what I thought was going to go by the wayside turned out to be quite the opposite. We had the Zoom meetings. I started to go to Zoom meetings daily. The program invested in me as much as I invested in the program, and it turned out to work fabulously. It was the one constant thing in my life that made sense when everything else did not. So
beautiful.
Exactly.
So well said.
Sandy, you and I did a Facebook Live. I think we called it something like the silver linings, trying. And that was a theme that we really hit on because we were seeing it so much in our community, with the world giving us reasons to take a break and put weight management, health management on the back burner. So many people were saying, all of that out there is out of control, but this is something I actually can put a stake in the ground and exert more control over. And we've just seen that echoed time and time again.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Coach Gina has a great quote kind of along those lines, didn't you?
Yep. So this quote actually was in the very first, or one of the very first Facebook Lives in the basement. And it captured it perfectly then, and it captures it even better now. It says, when you can't control what's happening, challenge yourself to control the way you are responding to what's happening. That's where the power is.
Oh, it's beautiful.
It's perfect,
Yeah.
right? It was perfect then, and it's perfect now. So
Beautiful. Yeah.
So today is the anniversary, and this is the actual Facebook Live a year ago that I saw with Coach Rick. And
Oh,
so
wow.
I was actually transitioning from phase 1 to phase 2. And I had so much fear. COVID had hit, my clinic shut down, no more in-person visits. And I thought, oh, Coach Rick, he's fantastic. I'm going to get him as my coach. Well, unbeknownst to me, I'm decision-free. Decision-free, you can't transition in the at-home program. You have to transition in the clinic. So Coach Rick told me, I can't be your coach. He did say that. He said,
This is a little nicer than that, though.
no, it wasn't. No, it wasn't very nice. It was not very nice. And so, and then I said, but I'm so afraid. I mean, I'm afraid to eat anything. And he said, you know what you're feeling is normal. And that helped me so much, to the point. And then he said, and I have a brother. There are 2 of them. And I said, really? So anyway, a year ago today, I started my transition to phase 2.
Unbelievable. And we're going to celebrate what you've done when we get to your video. Not to preview it too much, Sharon, but I want all of you to be prepared. I need like an official response to her video that's selected as representing her biggest accomplishment and what she's done in the program.
Oh, cool.
yeah.
So let's keep it going here. I want to just credential what an extraordinary cast of guests we have here. And then guys, I'll my fellow coaches, I'll have you just welcome formally people who have signed in probably moments ago. So guys, Nancy and I did the math earlier today. You guys all gave me your stats, so to speak. How much weight you lost in the program, the levels at which you practice the behaviors that we work on in phase 2, the healthy lifestyle phase. Guys, are you ready for this? And I'm not making this up. Total weight loss for U10, exactly 1,300 pounds.
Wow. That's crazy.
Wow.
I only took one liberty with that, which was, Jennifer, forgive me. You had lost your weight, which I'll save for when you share your story, plus 0.4. But we standard rounding rules here, guys. So I had to round it to 1,300 even. So technically it's 1,300.4 pounds.
Rick, that 0.4 matters.
Yes, it does. It could be the difference between that was a good week or a bad week.
Yes.
So
It's like the 0.1 marathon. When everybody says it's 13 miles, I say, no, it's 13.1.
good, Sharon. Good. That's exactly right. So this is happening by some, magical force that you guys are managing a massive weight loss collectively and individually. We work on a discrete number, a select few behaviors in the program, and we really focus on them. It's not everything you work on, but we focus on those because they get your head in the game and they help you manage your calories while you're working to build skills with other healthy foods. So in phase 2, as you all know, we work continuing to take food decision breaks by using your favorite HMR strategies. You guys are average now. There's a big range. It's from very few to some of you using a lot more. 20 HMR foods per week for all the benefits that gives you. You ready for the fruit and vegetable? Another more is better to-do behavior. 62 serving of fruits and vegetables
That's
becomes an
awesome.
average.
I can believe it.
Amazing.
Anyone remember or know the average American eats?
I didn't eat any vegetables before.
I didn't either. I did not eat
Isn't it
vegetables.
10 servings in a week or something?
Yeah, the latest CDC data, 10 servings. And again, remember that's self-report.
And those are all French fries, right? I mean,
French fries topped the list.
Ketchup.
Drink a ton of juice.
Potato chips, that's a vegetable.
Yes, exactly right. Potatoes. And then on the exercise, pretty astonishing. Sharon W., you really sort of bumped up the average here, just to be honest. 2,900 calories per week in exercise. So again, there's a range in there. Everyone, you're all individuals. You got to figure out what works for you, but that's a big part of what we help people to discover in phase with the healthy lifestyle phase of the program. What level of these very straightforward, simple to-do behaviors, when you put them together as a package, has that car going down the highway fast enough that it brings other healthy choices along with it. So guys, just congratulations. Tremendous.
Thank you.
Done.
Right.
All right, let's get to it. All right, biggest accomplishment. I've asked you guys to think ahead of time. What's something that if you were to think of the things you're most proud of, because everything you've done is extraordinary, but what rises to the top of the list? So we're going to break this. I'm going to hear from 3 of you here, take a break. We're going to have a little fun game. Then we're going to hear from a few others as we go through. So that is the question that I asked all of you, but I'm also asking our audience. By the way, who is in our audience tonight?
Oh, we do have.
And let me give some shout outs. And I've got Becky. Hi, Becky.
Hi, Becky.
I just finished classes and everyone is still calling in. I think it's amazing.
That's great.
Woo!
Hello, Northwestern Medicine.
I see Ava. Ava, hello, Ava. She's there with us.
Hey,
from-
Ava.
From Natick. Woo!
Anyone else has joined us? Any of our regulars? Who do
Well, we do have Bob
Bob,
from.
where's Bob from, everybody?
Rancho
Cucamonga.
I forgot.
I forgot to actually.
Coach Rick, I also would be remiss if we didn't give a shout out to my buddy David, who I've met purely. He's a complete stranger to me. I've only met him through this HMR family and this Facebook environment. David has lost over 300 pounds.
Wow.
Yes, David.
Shout out to David.
Awesome.
Unbelievable.
That's
Boy.
amazing.
Unbelievable. Get prepared for the phone call, David, because it's coming, because you're going to grace these airwaves within the
Hey, Rick,
Yes, Shane.
while we're on the subject of welcoming folks,
Yes.
I need to give a shout out to some of my phase 1 folks, real quick.
Go.
Jack and Lisa are supposed to be watching. Jack, Lisa, if you're watching, I want you guys to post and be very proud of your weight loss as a couple. Bridget, also, any of my other classmates, students that are watching, please post, say hello. And
Bridget's on. Bridget's
most-
watching.
Yep.
most of the folks that I have are probably under 6 or 8 weeks in the program. So just welcome you guys. Glad you're here. Thanks for the support. And if I could just briefly go back to what Oshima was saying about the COVID time,
Yes.
if it wasn't for this group, it would have been a much darker time. And
Oh, absolutely.
as a community representative, with all of you, thank you to the coaches for doing this and being here for us every week.
Yes.
And
Yes.
you don't get enough praise for that. So thank you for doing these. It would have been so much harder without this weekly support group. So thank you.
Exactly.
And I have to say this, Shane was on, and I then went to Shane's YouTube video, watched it at least 3 times, part 1 and part 2. Then message Shane because I wanted what he had. So thank you so much. You're my hero, Shane. So I want you to know that.
Awesome.
Good job.
Awesome.
Thank you, Sharon. That's so great.
It's been an honor to be on here and represent. So,
Truly great. All right, so let's get to the matter at hand, folks. Biggest accomplishment. I know that's a tough question, so I'm sure. Let's just say share something that's among the accomplishments that you're most proud of. It could be weight loss, and I'm speaking also to our audience. We'd like to have you post in the comment section. What at this moment, whatever stage you are in your journey, are you most proud of? Something maybe you didn't think was possible. Could be weight change. It could be a health milestone. It could be a behavioral milestone, activity, whatnot. Or, and I suspect we're going to hear several of you commenting about this, it could be a shift in your perspective, a shift in your mindset. Maybe even you might say it as strongly as a shift in your psychology around what's possible or, what's important in life. It could be any of those things. So let's start. Hey, Sharon H., I'm going to start with you.
Okay.
Because one of the things I wanted to get out of the way for the males here as I share the screen, and I'm speaking not just to the men on the screen, but also those in the audience, you might want to check your ego at the door here as Sharon. Can I put up the photo or do you want them before I put up the photo?
It doesn't matter, whatever you think is right.
Why don't you start talking and I'll get it queued up here.
Okay. Well, when I stopped and thought about what my accomplishment was, I could have named a multitude of things. But then when I really looked into my heart, what I realized is I always thought I was a grateful person, but I don't think I ever felt such immense gratitude until I had made this journey. And I am so grateful for my health and physical fitness. And it could be a multitude of things, but I am just so immensely grateful. And I don't think I've ever felt that deep of gratitude before. So when you talk about a psychological feeling or a mental feeling, maybe that's what that category falls in.
Absolutely.
But
yep.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yep,
I agree.
100%.
Well said.
Yeah.
All right, Sharon. So it's time to really pat yourself on the back here and explain to us what's happening in this photo.
You haven't seen it yet, but I think I know. There it is.
Oh my
Nice.
Wow, that's
Look
a
at you.
165-pound deadlift.
Wow.
I never have done that when I was 30.
Amazing.
That
Wow.
skills.
I'm 68 now, and that was actually, I think, a couple of years ago, maybe 3 years ago. So to think I could have done that at the age of 65,
That's remarkable. That's
That is
unbelievable.
it's amazing. But
I
it
love
was
the
a
answer.
165-pound deadlift.
Unbelievable.
Wow. That's.
And we bring it back to Wayne's World. We're not worthy.
Yeah.
We're worthy.
Sharon, as an avid sneaker collector, I must say that I'm really happy to see that your shirt matched your sneakers in there.
Oh, absolutely. You know, when I used to snow ski, back before I was way overweight and really couldn't, and I was still overweight then, but I wasn't as obese as I ended up being. My outfits always look great. And I always said, if you were going to be laying in the snow, you needed to look good while you were there.
That's the ticket. That's the
I
ticket.
try to come to the gym looking nice just in case. Plus, my trainer's kind of good with his shoes. I've got to compete with him in his shoes
That's
every
right.
single time. And you all know who he is from Louisville, and you know what I'm talking about.
Great.
You
Hey,
know,
Sharon, real quick, before you accomplished everything you did with HMR, did you think anything like this was possible?
No,
Same.
no. I mean, I had done all the diets known to man out there, but when I thought that I needed the most help, I was only about 25 or 30 pounds overweight. And I'd lose that, but then I'd gain it right back. So I never really learned the lifestyle change. And when I came to HMR, I was 70 pounds overweight.
Mhm.
And it was overwhelming in my head. I thought, now you've waited until it's impossible. And when I hear people like some of you all will share your stories that have lost 100 and 200 and 300 pounds, I mean, I can't even imagine where you were, because I know how overwhelming 70 felt like to me. And it still is. I'm not diminishing that at all. But no, I never thought any of this would be possible. And to add to that, I've kept it off for 7 years.
Wow.
I've never done that
it
before.
shows you it's
That's
possible.
awesome.
That's great.
Well,
Really
Sharon,
great.
You're getting all
It was
kinds of
7
love.
years in December, so.
Wow.
That's fantastic.
So to folks in the audience, if you've got some
Pictures.
acknowledgements, please show your love to Sharon and to any of our guests here. Always appreciate the comments. It's really fun to come back and watch these episodes, these events after the fact, because it's when you're live here, you're a little bit shot out of a cannon, and then you can slow it down and watch it. So feel free to show your love. All right, let's hey Greg, let me pivot to you, my friend. So
Yes, sir.
the question again that we're asked all of you, and also to our audience, what's an accomplishment, maybe your biggest accomplishment, something that sort of tops your mind as something that you're most proud of, and let me know when you want me to share your photo.
Absolutely. Well, I must say that last year was a horrific year for almost all of us by any count. But I have to say it was probably the greatest year of my life, looking at it another way. Very briefly, my wife of 32 years passed away in her sleep in 2019, totally unexpected. And I wondered at that point, why am I here? What's my reason for being? And 2020 came along, and on top of everything else that I was feeling, suddenly we had a pandemic. So luckily, a mutual friend introduced me to a wonderful woman, and she introduced me to the HMR UCI weight management program. And I captured the will to live, to be healthy, to be in love, and to control the things that I have control over. And over the course of a 5-month period, I was able to lose a little bit over 80 pounds. I now weigh what I weighed over 50 years ago in high school.
Oh, amazing.
My wife, who is now my wife, and I decided to get married. Why would we wait for anything? We got married with a judge, a photographer, no guests, right in the midst of a pandemic.
Wow.
And I am so happy. I have the best health I've been in, like I mentioned, in decades. And probably my greatest accomplishment is from a health standpoint. I went from 6 prescription medications to 0 prescription medications.
Wow.
Wow.
I haven't felt this good probably ever. I am in love. I am happy. I am getting ready to start the best chapter of my life. And I really do owe it to this program, because I really know, as we all do, without your help, you don't have anything. And the program has allowed me to learn how to eat and how to live my life in the healthiest possible way. So that's my story, Rick. And I couldn't be happier to be a part of the HMR and the UCI weight management program community, because every day I tell everybody that I can who wants to hear how I got from where I was to where I am today.
Great story.
That's amazing.
Me too.
Wow.
That is a great story.
Yes.
Guys,
That is.
what do you think about that? Just, Greg, so good. Just
Wow.
good.
Great.
Really
You-
powerful.
Just goes to show,
Yes.
like Greg's story, Coach Rick, it just goes to show that there's like, people are always looking for the right time, the right Monday, the right start of the week. There's no perfect time. The perfect time is today. And
Okay.
sometimes it takes
Very
heartache,
true.
sometimes it takes heartache to get you to that point.
Mm,
For all of us, I think that's a common thread. The perfect time was the perfect time. It was that day.
It was perfect. By the
Yeah.
way, one last quick thing, Rick, and then I
Sure.
will turn the mic over. I looked it up because I thought it was close. Today is my 1-year anniversary from the day I started the program.
Oh my God.
Wow.
How
Celebrate.
appropriate.
Celebrate. That's awesome.
so
And-
awesome.
And
Really
and
good.
also, Greg, I want to applaud you because you had a loss. Oftentimes, in our private Facebook group, when there's a loss, there's an excuse to eat.
Yeah.
But what you did, you took that loss and you turned it into a positive. You did something for yourself. And with you doing that for yourself, you found a new love, someone to share your life with. So don't ever stop. I'm saying this to the audience now. Don't ever stop short of the miracle. Don't ever go out of the box because something traumatic has happened to you, because you're going to cut that blessing, the blessing of feeling good off. So I'm just saying that to you and the audience. If you're struggling, you don't know what you're missing.
Yep. I think when is the right time? I mean, it's a good question. Why not now? Why not? now?
Yeah.
This is life, and life's moving on. And that's one
Yeah.
thing the last year has shown us, right? Wow.
Yep.
Right.
All right. Let's pivot to Angie. Angie, I may have more communication with you in the last month than anyone else here. It's Nancy. And while this is something that gets echoed in other people's stories, when I think about you and what you've shared with me about your work in the program and what it's meant to you, the word gratitude comes up a lot. So talk about that a little bit. What comes to mind for you when you think about what you're proud of?
Well, when Sharon was just sharing, my eyes were tearing up because I'm like, absolutely everything you said, I totally feel the same way. I've always considered myself a grateful person, but I, like Sharon, feel so much more grateful now. There's like this sense of hope, this like shift in outlook that I didn't know I was missing until I had it. And I didn't know parts of me were broken until they were healed. There was just so many things that got shifted throughout this process that were like unexpected side effects. It's like, the weight loss is going to make you feel better physically, mentally, all these things, but until it actually happens, you don't realize the gravity and the depth of the things that it's healing that needed to be healed. And that is just like a gift every day. I'm so grateful for. It's been amazing.
It's awesome.
This program has really been a lifesaver, honestly.
It's so great. Angie, I'm just going to share my screen here and just have you comment about like top of mind thoughts as you look at the photo. Let me just get to it here. Here we are.
Wow.
Whoops, hold on. There we go.
Still in tie-dye in both
Look at
photos.
that. Wow.
I just realized that. I'm like, wow, I can't give up the tie-dye, apparently.
And you shouldn't.
Tremendous.
It's It's
Awesome.
crazy. I was telling my boyfriend, looking at like the before photo, I'm like, I look like I'm a graphic designer, so I work in Photoshop and stuff a lot. So it looks like I did something to the photo where I disproportionately stretched it wide. Like, why? It's like, oh no, that's my before photo. It's like crazy to reconcile.
Oh,
What
love
is
is smile.
Side-eye
Like a
difference.
different person.
Yeah.
so incredible. It's just an incredible transformation, and your comments about just how grateful you are are so meaningful. Really cool.
Your skin
Yeah,
is
it's
even
been
glowing.
amazing.
Looks so much different.
Yes.
Let me ask Sandy, Destiny, Gina, anything that you want to share? I don't want to ignore our wonderful audience here.
No, I just this whole thing is, since it's been a year, I don't know if it's just because I left my class just now, and actually hearing all of your guys' success stories, and then knowing that my mom is on here, and just seeing how far we've all come, and seeing I just love my job so much. The people change their lives, and just I am speechless. Like, I just love my job, and just hearing your guys' stories is just so powerful. And I don't have any tissues. And
Here, here.
Virtual hug. Virtual hug.
We love you, Coach Destiny.
I especially love you.
We love you.
Job in the world. Yeah.
Great. Yeah, it's the best job in the world.
It
Absolutely.
really
Call it a job. It's just
No, exactly. It's a
it's all
passion.
shit.
like work.
Yeah.
It's part of who I am. It's part of my fabric of my being, and it's so great to hear all these stories. It just reinforces my why, and it's just so meaningful. And I have to share one more quote.
Yes.
I'm a quote geek.
Of course.
The whole concept of possible. So there's this quote that says, "Nothing's impossible. The word itself is I'm possible."
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
Wow.
Works. So.
Really great.
That's
And,
so
and
great.
Gina, how many years have you been doing this work?
33, 30.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
wow.
Nice.
Wow.
You started when you were an infant or what?
Yes, I was 10. Yep.
Child prodigy.
Child prodigy. Yes, exactly.
That's the same if it wasn't my destiny.
Always.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. Exactly. It's the best job ever.
So, I'll just say Oshin had no idea what he was getting into there, but
A persistent human being. She is all in with everything she does.
Yep.
She's the real deal. She's as genuine as they come. And I think that
Great.
the sentiments of the coaches are all, there's one common thread that they don't just do this just to do this. They do this.
Exactly.
This is
Yeah, there's a special kind of person. Yeah.
that's
Yes.
great. Awesome. So listen, as you might imagine, we've got a lot of people here and we're covering a lot of ground. We're going to do a little bit of a pivot on our original, just for our audience. We kind of talk through what would we like to cover tonight. We're going to have to bail on a couple of things. So we had a few fun things that we had in store, and I don't want to minimize or have anyone rushing through what their biggest accomplishments are. So we are going to take a moment to play a game, and I'm going to stretch that game through, and we're going to get rid of the second game, guys, for those of you. All right. Just because I want to make sure we don't go 3 hours long, which we actually joked about Monday night. So my question for you guys, just to take a quick break from the sharing of people's success stories. Are you ready for a game?
Yes.
Yes.
Do
Are
it.
you ready?
Do it.
for a game?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, well, let me cue the game music here. All right, so now we've got a game that we're going to be playing. It's a very simple game where we're going to ask a very simple question. You answer one of two answers, you choose. But the key to this game is that you need to state your case as to why you chose that particular answer. Everyone ready?
Yep.
And I'm asking all of you to write your answer. Most of it is a one-word answer. For our audience, it is you play along with us if you could, and comment in the comments section. So the game is called State Your Case. And the first question relates to HMR shakes. Very simple. Chocolate or vanilla? State
Oh,
your
oh.
case.
Oh, shit.
oh, 100%.
There's
here we
only
are.
one answer, people.
Whoa, look at this. Interesting. We see a few different ones. Okay, well, you've put your vote in, but now comes the hard part, guys. You're going to have to state your case, and I'm asking my fellow coaches to represent people in the audience. I see Eva has said vanilla already. Destiny, you put that up pretty quickly. And so I'm willing to bet that you have something to say about why you chose chocolate. Destiny, state your case.
Got two simple statements. One, late night sweet tooth. Chocolate's always better.
100%.
Two, everything's better covered in chocolate. Chocolate berries, chocolate banana, chocolate coconut, everything's better covered in chocolate. Those are my
Okay,
two.
All the way.
That's 100%. That's right.
fair points. Hard to debate that, but I am going to ask Susan. You, I noticed, put up vanilla. So Susan, state your case.
I chose vanilla because if you have vanilla shakes in your kitchen, you can do anything. You can make it chocolate if you want to. You can add cocoa. Or
That's right.
if you want a shake that is no question the best shake at all, you add some of this. You add some of this.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
And sorry, I have a lot of props here. You have to put in a little of this, a little of that, and then a lot of this. And
What
I
is that?
know it isn't
Pumpkin.
seasonally appropriate anymore in March, but I don't care. There are no other shakes that are as good as the pumpkin shake that I have every single day.
Mhm.
Can't do it.
Wow. Talk about responding with a powerful volley to Destiny. Oh, that is something. All right. Well, so we've got chocolate, we've got vanilla. Let's hear from a couple of others. Greg, I noticed you put up chocolate.
I
Sir,
did.
state your case.
I'm gonna do it. I'll do it fast, but I have a bunch of things to talk about here because first of all, America loves chocolate. You know that 81.7% of Americans love chocolate. Number two, 268 million Americans eat chocolate every year, okay? Number three, chocolate is an $18.3 billion, that's a B, industry. America and Americans consume 18% of the world's chocolate, all
Well,
right? Now, chocolate is the #1 ice cream flavor. It does just eke out over vanilla, but it does. It's #1. Number two, #1 cake flavor. Number three, #1 candy flavor. Of course, chocolate might be the reason why most of us join the program. Chocolate has neurotransmitters that actually affect our brains.
That's
And
right.
it affects both our mood and our reward pleasure center.
That's right.
Okay?
That's right.
So it's a mood stabilizer. It reduces depression. It regulates anxiety. And dopamine, in addition to serotonin, it controls our center of the reward pleasure. It takes us back to things that make us feel great. Now, when you love someone, you don't give them a box of vanillas. You give them a box of chocolate.
Chocolate.
It's not called hot vanilla. It's called hot chocolate.
Chocolate.
Rick,
It's
what have
not
you
called
unleashed?
vanilla milk. It's called chocolate milk.
Yes, stated.
Why do you think we use the expression plain vanilla? Lastly, and this is really important, the HMR chocolate shake is 10 calories lower than the vanilla shake. 160 versus 170. Now, if you have, like me, 3 chocolate shakes every day, you save 30 calories a day, 210 calories a week, 10,920 calories per year. That means by drinking chocolate versus vanilla HMR shakes, I have lost an additional 3.12 pounds over the last year. Chocolate, the gift that keeps on
I
giving.
love it. I love it.
I'm pretty certain I'll never drink vanilla again. Like, why would I?
That was a mic drop right there.
Oh my gosh. I project our chocolate shake sales going up now.
What's
So we got a lot
amazing-
of love for vanilla in the comments, though. We're getting a lot of vanilla love in the comments.
Wow.
what's
Your
amazing,
mom, Oisin, your mom and your brother, vanilla.
Oh, yeah.
But
Um,
I had
what's
a
the-
whole case for vanilla, but I mean, I don't even know what to say after that. Came with stats, like lots of stats. So
Somebody said Greg for president.
What's amazing, guys, is that our audience may not know this. Greg had no idea he was going to be asked that question. That was also
Yeah, he just knows that.
Amazing. I love
Oh my
chocolate. I know all
All
the
right,
stats on
so-
chocolate.
Oisin, I don't know. Do you want to just leave it there, or do you want?
Just leave it alone, Oisin. Just leave it alone.
I had a case for vanilla, and hear me out. My case is just versatility. I love putting Ghirardelli cocoa. Ghirardelli cocoa is better than Hershey's cocoa. That is not even up for debate. But I love putting the cocoa to make chocolate. But also, you can add fruit to vanilla. You can add veggies to vanilla. You can do Mio waters and get a million different smoothie flavors in vanilla. You can add instant coffee, make it a hot coffee or a coffee coolada. You can add tea to it to make it like a chai latte. You can make it into different flavored cakes or muffins. You can have, it's just a lot more versatility. But I think at the end of the day, as long as we're all using the HMR shakes as a real supplement,
There you go.
letting it into our day to day, we're all winning. How's that?
Well done.
Very good.
Dramatic
Very
of
good.
you.
That was great.
Very good, very good. All right, so let's turn it back to a little bit of the less jocular here, and coming back to, I just want it for anyone who's joined and is wondering, what the heck am I watching?
Thank you, Rick. I forgot.
This is our 1 year, I forgot, 1 year anniversary of HMR doing Facebook Lives in our HMR Diet Community Facebook page. So we have previous guests who have joined us here. Just real quick, the total amount of weight being that has been lost by our guests is hard to believe, but exactly 1,300, well, 1,300.4. Yes, absolutely amazing. So asking each of our guests just to share what is among their top accomplishments or things that they're most proud of: weight loss, health milestones, behavioral milestones, or just shifts in perspective, any of the above or anything. So Jennifer M., you and I worked together for many, many months, and I was right in there with you for so much of your weight loss. Why don't you share what comes to mind for you? Jennifer, I can't hear you. Are you
You're
on?
on mute.
And let me just see if I can.
Yep.
Do we get you, Jennifer?
Right again.
No.
Try again, Jennifer.
Oh.
All right, I can come back to you, okay? Can you, obviously you can hear me. All right, well, see if you can keep trying that. And let me pivot while you're trying to figure that out to Crystal. Let's hear from you. What comes to mind for you? You had a lot to say with this.
I always have a lot to say. It's typically never a problem for me, but you know, when I think about biggest accomplishment, it's you know, much like Sharon mentioned, I have just hundreds of them. I really do. So I started the program 1 week after Sharon did. So that was 7 years ago in April. And when I started the program 7 years ago, I was at the apex of my weight. I weighed 369 pounds on my very small 5'0" frame. So I had a 66 size waist. That was my belt was taller than me. So it was significant. But I was in a really tough spot. I was in a really low place. I was on, as Greg mentioned, 6 different medications to control my weight-induced health conditions, all of them weight-induced. I was 35 years old, and I was so heavy that I couldn't put on my own socks and shoes, and hadn't been able to in some time. And in addition to that, I had a terrible back injury that was really weight-induced, and it created so much pain that I really just survived days. I wasn't living. I was getting through the day the best I could every day. I was mostly bound to my home, and I was in a really low spot.
Crystal, can I
So-
show the photo right now?
Sure.
As you talk about the transformation and that incredible parallel between the 2 years.
Yeah, please, yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
thank you.
So I lost in a little over a year, 15 months. I lost about 230 pounds, and I've been keeping that off for 6 years now, I guess you'd say. Yeah, 6
I
years.
misspoke. I said 7 and that was 6 after I thought about it.
6 years. And so when you asked me what my biggest accomplishment was, the first thing that came to mind was 2019. And it's like, wow, that's a weird accomplishment, 2019. That seems strange. But in 2019, in April of 2019, I took on a new position at work. And it was not only a dream job for me, but more responsibility and more opportunity. None of those things would have been possible without HMR and my weight loss. My confidence wasn't there, all those things. In May, I married my best friend in a pop-up ceremony. And marriage for me, I never thought finding someone to be with for the rest of my life would ever happen, and it did. And my wife, Sarah, is the most amazing human on earth. And that happened in May of 2019. In June, I turned 40, which was a big accomplishment and a big milestone. And at 40 years old, I was healthier than I had ever been my entire life.
Wow.
My entire life.
Wow.
In August, I bought a new house, and it's almost 100 years old. And since then, since August of 2019, I have personally remodeled every room.
Oh, wow.
I
That
did
is so
that.
Oh,
Hammer and nails, plumbing, electrical,
wow.
laying floors, doing landscaping for hours, lifting hundreds of pounds of material, all those things I've done room by room. I'm in the midst of this room still. See, I've got built-in bookshelves I'm working on finishing. So, and in addition to that, and this is a big success for me, I started my MBA 20 years ago. And in 2019, I finished my MBA. In 10 months, I completed and fulfilled all requirements to finish my MBA. And I did it by getting up at 3:30 every morning for 10 months and spending 3 hours working on studying, writing papers, doing all the things you've got to do. And then I went to work and worked a very demanding 10, 12 hours, came home, spent time with my loving family, and got up, rinsed and repeated. And I did that every day for 10 months. Didn't take a break. No Thanksgiving, no Christmas, every day for 10 months. And so 7 years ago, when I started this program, I could hardly stand for more than a few minutes at a time. And in 2019, I am pretty certain I didn't sit for a few minutes at a time. And I haven't for a minute since, right? And so when we talk about accomplishments, 2019 is my accomplishment. It's my greatest accomplishment. And it's only gotten better since then. And Angie said something earlier that was like, it really clicked to me when she said that she was healing parts of herself she didn't know were broken, you know? And that really clicked with me. What I wrote here at the very end of my passage, and I'll just read it because I won't be able to remember it if I don't. But I said, HMR has given me a future full of excitement and mystery. And that's a gift for which I never would have wished, solely because I didn't even know it was a possibility.
Oh, wow.
Awesome.
Guys,
Yes.
So that's my weird answer. 2019 is my biggest accomplishment.
brilliant. Brilliant.
Wow.
It was brilliant.
That was amazing.
So powerful. Crystal, just congratulations is not enough. Well done. Incredible.
Exactly.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Really nice. Jennifer, were we able to fix the mic? Can we hear you?
I think so.
Hey, there you are. Yes.
I think it was computer technical difficulties decided to switch off on me, so I had to test it real quick while Crystal was talking. But yeah, I guess over the last, I guess it's a little over a year now, as I told Rick earlier this week, when I saw him and Shane on that first video a year or so ago, I knew Coach Rick was going to be my new coach when my clinic shut down. So yeah, so over this last little over a year, I just switched to phase 2 in beginning of February, end of January, somewhere around there. And I guess my biggest accomplishment at this point would probably just be the fact that of what I was able to lose in that time period, and the fact that other than, you know, the periodic little weight gains here and there, I've managed to keep it off this time.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's awesome. Yeah.
Jennifer, I'm going to just share the photo that you shared, down 146.4.
Wow.
pounds.
Wow.
It's just extraordinary. And what I would say, because I had the privilege of working with you through a lot of phase 1, I don't know if I've ever worked with anyone who was more of a partner with me in terms of you being open to and receptive to my ideas and my coaching. You know, a lot of your weeks went really well. You were in the box and you lost a lot of weight. And then, you know, you hit some of those roadblocks, which happened to everybody. Boy, did you respond powerfully to those. You just, we made plans and you just kept forging ahead. And the next thing you knew, you were down another 20 pounds. It was extraordinary. It was phenomenal. And I think I would be remiss if I didn't comment. Sandy, I don't know if you've ever noticed if Jennifer comments on our diet community page at all. You noticed it at all?
Nobody knows who I am.
Jennifer, who?
Jennifer, you always have such great input, encouraging, helpful tips for people, and especially the newbies. And you're just a really big encouragement and support to people in the group.
Yeah, really, really committed. And it just shows right through every post that you take the time to write. So thank you for all of that, Jennifer. All right. So Shane, don't, you know, a lot of people know who you are, and it sounds like a lot of people have watched your video, but don't be bashful on sharing some of what you're most proud of as you look at this journey that you're on.
I gotta follow those two. Honestly, I think that I'm most proud of myself. I made a couple notes and then I just kind of, you know, I did the Oshin and I just kind of threw those away.
Oh, can't hear you.
Hold on, Shane. Shane. Test.
Better?
Now, there we go. And tell me when you want me to put your photo up.
Okay, so I'm most proud of myself for finally getting out of my own way. Okay, and that kind of resonates, you know, back around to what some other folks have said. There were things that I didn't know needed fixed, and this program allowed me the time to stop thinking about food, because I jumped into the box 100% day one. I did the 4-2-5, you know, 4 shakes, 2 entrees, 5 fruits and vegetables. That's all I had to think about food-wise. Everything else disappeared food-wise. It didn't exist to me anymore. So I got those things out of my way so that I could allow the diet portion to really work for me. So anytime you want to put the picture up,
Yep,
You know,
got it right
I
here.
was in a miserable, dark place. You know, I was
Wow.
horribly
Wow.
Amazing.
wasn't the best father I could be. I wasn't the best husband I could be. I wasn't the best worker I could be, you know, for my job. And it just, this opened up so many different opportunities and things that I didn't know I was missing out on, honestly. Once the weight started coming off, I felt better. I was able to do more with my daughter. I was able to get back out in the yard and do yard work. You know, I wasn't as debilitated as, you know, I wasn't bedridden or anything, but who knew in another year if I would be. So, you know, I was 47 years old at the time and weighed 352 pounds. And,
Wow.
you know, one of the funny things though, guys, I lost an inch of height because my feet are not so big and my head's not so big. You know, we're hearing from a variety of people, and the one thing that I keep hearing and keep tying in together in my thoughts is that this is working for everybody. Depending, it doesn't matter where you start. You know, some of us had hundreds of pounds to lose. Some people have 40 or 50 pounds to lose. So, I mean, guys, raise your hand. Has this program been a versatile tool? Have you found it to be a versatile tool for you? I mean, I did. It made sense to me. I can eat and lose weight.
Right.
Yeah.
What kind of voodoo magic is this?
Right?
That's great.
So,
It's hard to wrap your brain around it.
you know, it's hard to remember those dark times sometimes, but you go back and look at the pictures and you remember. I lost a shoe size. Who does that? You lose a shoe size. Well,
Awesome.
you lose that much weight, you're going to lose in different areas. It just, but you know, I'm this group. I'm just honored to be here with you all, honestly. And
Great. It's
Hey
great.
Shane, just glancing at the comments, Candace says, "Oh, getting out of my own way. That's what I want to do."
Mm,
So you and along with everyone else here on the
Yeah.
screen is,
Totally.
you know, just a picture of hope for what's possible. So just wanted to share that real quick.
that's great. Shane, you and I have partnered a lot on things and we will continue to do so. I've said this before to you, but it's just a blast. We're just like-minded and I look forward to continuing to do more within this space and other things. So thank you for your support and thank you for the care that you show for people in the community. You are always thinking
Aw.
of other people and how is this going to land for people because it's not about you. It's really been a privilege. Thanks, bud.
Yes.
Aw.
And I'm just reading the comments and I see a comment that says, is Greg a lawyer?
It's the fifth.
All right, we're
Or
gonna,
a statistician.
I told you guys I wanted you to, I know we're running a bit over here, but I think we want to get to the rest of this. I wanted to just get a title or a headline to the video that I'm about to show, if you could. And let's get to it here. Sharon W.
I love it.
Get it, girl.
Oh, I love it.
That is awesome.
Oh,
Yes.
That's amazing.
my headline is Bruce the Instructor. I can't tell.
Yeah.
Sharon, that's such a good video. Can you just bottom line what you feel you've gotten out of the program here on the heels of that?
One of my biggest accomplishments has been a change in mindset. Instead of food, instead of TV, instead of being depressed on antidepressants at almost 73 years old, that I am living for the first time. And the first thing that I do every morning, I have a double shake, chocolate shake. And then the next thing I do, I go to Zumba. So I do Zumba 7 days a week.
Oh my
That's awesome.
And so, and in that video, the instructor asked me to come up and lead one of the routines. And when I started, I thought, what the heck, what are they doing? I am never going to be able to keep up with them. But I tell you, someone said matching clothes. When I go to Zumba, now they call me the fashionista.
Yeah.
And they cannot believe that I've lost over 100 pounds. I too am 5 feet.
Yes.
And so
Wow.
the miracle is that I actually started HMR back in 2008, and I maintained my weight, but then I decided to start eating, and I put on weight. I didn't put on all my weight, but I put on some weight, and I made the decision to go back to phase 1. Phase 1, decision-free. Stayed in the box, went through the eating season, decision-free, and I'm here now, a year later, maintaining my weight and having the time of my life. It's a miracle.
Yeah.
Incredible, Sharon. Great job.
Great
Sharon,
job.
Sharon, a lot of nice comments here. One that I'll just say, where is it? No way. How old did she say she was? She wrote no way twice.
Yeah.
If you saw my other pictures, my 30 years ago, I look older. Of course, you look older when you're 100 pounds overweight.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so I am no longer ashamed to say how old I am. Before, I used to be like, I don't want anybody to know how old I am.
That's right. Yep.
But now I wear it with a badge of honor
Yes, good.
because of the HMR program.
It's great.
Great.
Well, you all met my Facebook Live whisperer, John Niehaus, and Sharon, he just wrote 72 is the new 27.
There you go.
Hey,
There you go.
at 27, listen, at 27, I couldn't move.
Oh,
No way.
I think you were asking for a title for that video. I think the winner is Girls Got Moves.
That's good, that's great.
That's
All
from
right.
David.
Now, listen, we still need to hear from Susan, Jenny, and Oshin, but I think we would be remiss if we didn't play one more quick round, ladies and gentlemen, of, yes, you heard it. Please state your case. So, you guys ready for the next question here?
Yep.
All right. And we're also asking the audience, physical activity, indoor or outdoor? State your case.
Oh.
There it is. I see an indoor from Sharon. I see an outdoor. I see an indoor from Coach Destiny. Outdoor, outdoor, indoor. Oh, we've got a balance here, guys. We've got a balance. Okay, so we'll be quick here, but Jenny,
Yeah.
we heard from you.
Yes.
I knew you were going to say outdoor. That's why in a minute we'll show your photo. State your case, Jenny, for outdoor PA.
Well, lots of reasons. You don't need any equipment. You can go out and the sun renews you, the nature renews you, and best of all, you can people watch without being creepy like you can in the
That's why I do it. Oh, that's great. Well said. All right, we're going to pile on the outdoor PA. Crystal, I think you said outdoor PA as well.
Oh,
What
100%.
would you say? Go ahead.
Yeah,
State your case.
100%.
Mhm.
Yeah, there's just no choice really. It's the scenery is always different. when you're outside, right? So even if it's cold or even if it's a little drizzly, it's different. Whereas inside, it's always the same. And I just don't
Exactly.
like that kind of monotony. I need to have some variety in my PA. So
Yeah.
I'm outdoor all the way, and I want to be doing something productive. And so it's exciting to be able to do that outside. You can do all kinds of things in your yard. I probably burned, I don't even know how many calories raking the other day. And it was great. I enjoyed every minute of it because it was
Fantastic.
outside in the sunshine, the scenery's changing. So
Well, I think
always outside.
a lot of people agree with you here. I think that people in the comment section agree with you. However, there is a case for indoor PA. Sharon H., state your case.
Indoor all the way. Number one, it's where the weights are, and when I'm not there, they miss me. And my trainer's there. You know, I can't take 165 pounds of weights outside and lift.
That's great. Angie, state your case for indoor PA. You said indoor.
I did, and I do enjoy both, I have to say, but
Yeah.
I chose indoor because I really leaned into yoga throughout the whole pandemic and like de-stressing at the end of the day before I go to bed. It just kind of like gets off all the yuckies from the day, all the stress. And I don't think I could do that outside at 10 o'clock at night. It might be dangerous. So hence I choose indoor.
Very good. Very good. I like my outdoor PA. I love my woods in my backyard, but my argument for the indoor is very simple. Netflix, Amazon Prime, HBO Plus, and Hulu. Thank you. Right
Yes.
there. Sandy, Coach Sandy, state your case for
All
us.
right. No. Now I used to be all about the indoor. Then my gym closed. And now I'm all about the outdoor because I just love being, in the elements. I feel like I get reinvigorated being out in nature and being outside. And you don't have to give up, your listening or your watching. You can listen to podcasts. I know how you love podcasts, Eric. Books on audio. There's, you can still check into those distractions of those things while you're getting your PA in. So anyway, outdoor all the way.
Yep. So as always, the correct answer is
Mine.
Both.
the physical activity you do. That's the correct
What
answer.
works for you?
That's exactly right. All right, we're turning the corner here. We're coming back to the question that's been sort of the theme, which is what is among your best accomplishments, your favorite moments, the things you're most proud of from your commitment and to your weight and health and what you've experienced in the HMR program. So Susan, what's your answer to that question?
So I actually want to change my answer after listening to some of the other. I'm not going to make anyone cry with my answer. I just, I think my biggest accomplishment is having found the program that works for me. And sorry, my 4-year-old is taking this moment. So speaking of having a 4-year-old, I had my children in my late 30s. So when I was starting HMR almost 2 years ago now, I had 2 young children. I was in my early 40s. I had a full-time job, and I just don't think that my lifestyle was working, and I just couldn't. I didn't know how. I knew I wanted to fix it. I just didn't have the tools to do that until I found HMR. And so it's just the program that just everything about it is like it was tailor-made for me. It just works perfectly for me. And the fact that I was able to lose 80 pounds so fast between April and January, and even more so than that, the fact that I've kept it off ever since, it's just proof. Like it's not a struggle. It's just between just the program itself, but also the support and the conversation earlier about thanking coaches. Thank you guys so much. I mean, these Thursday nights have become my HMR night. I have my coaching on Mondays, but the Thursday night events have been so, major in my life for the past year. So I think the support is just what keeps me going. So thank you.
I'm gonna just show your picture if I can get
That's
it.
not me.
Wow.
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 So I was looking through pictures, you know, Rick reminded me that he wanted a picture, and I found this picture, and I was shocked when I first saw it. I forgot that I was so big.
Yeah.
I just think that it really shows the contrast really well between
Sure.
before and after here. So
Sure does.
I'm pretty proud of what I've done here.
Good job.
Yes, that is
Good
fantastic. Wow. Yes.
You know, anyone out there watching, if you just have a really busy life, you know, working, kids, and just you need something that just sort of you just kind of press play and go, and it's super convenient, like this is it. This is the program for a working mother, I think.
Wow.
What a great example, Susan, for your kids. You're gonna have them grow up healthy as well.
Oh, there's lots of debates in our house. What's the best fruit? What's the best vegetable? You know, like let's run around the house and, you know, build muscle. Like it's really cute to see my kids kind of.
Great. Now
That's
that
cool.
now you can point your finger at them and tell them they need to state their case. All right. All right. Jenny Jones,
Yeah.
talk to us. Come close so we can hear you. Your story's awesome. What's something you're super proud of here?
Well, when I started HMR, I was 43, and the number one thing you don't tell me is not to do something, or I can't do something. And the doctors had told me that I wouldn't be able to run. I didn't really run that much before this, but when they told me I wouldn't be able to run if I didn't do a full knee replacement, I had to prove them wrong. And that's shortly after that is when Destiny quit her job as a personal trainer to start HMR. And I told her not to. Moms are wrong once in a while. And she proved me wrong. I saw her commitment, and I saw my other daughter's commitment to the program, and then that inspired me to do it. And so I did it. I had a full leg brace at the time, metal leg brace that I would wear on my leg. And in order to get PA, I would wear the nerdiest shoes on the planet. They had a coil in them, and they would squeak every time I walked. And it was so embarrassing. But it was the difference between doing what I wanted to do and just being miserable. And so I went from there where I could barely do it too much of anything, but I could do it inside fine, but I couldn't run. And that's what I wanted to do, because that's what I had to prove to myself. And so I rehabbed it, and I lost the 60 pounds. Now I run up to 10 miles. And my biggest passion now is obstacle course races. Oh my God, so exciting. So my whole philosophy is, why run 5 miles when you can run 5 miles and do 25 challenging obstacles at the exact same time? It's the best of both worlds. It's like an adult playground while you're running. It's the best thing in the world. And you know, really what it's taught me is it's just made me proud of me. And I think I never experienced that. I never allowed myself to experience it, because I always looked at, yeah, you might have done this thing great, but look at your weight. Or when I look back on the pictures of something I accomplished, it was like, ugh, I hated that picture. And this is the first time that I was like, I could look back at it and be proud, you know, of all the work that I put in. And it showed me that I'm capable of more than I realized. And, you know, the whole thing about conquering the weight and the support system that you get, it gives you the strategies to accomplish other things and conquer other things, because it's the exact same strategies. It's the exact same support system that you put in place. And it's a lot, that's what gave me clarity, I think, in my life. Is just, this gave me clarity. It washed away the cobwebs, and it just gave me clarity. Like, if I keep it simple, set up a support system, and follow a proven system, I'll have success. And that's how I felt every time I had a bad weigh-in. It didn't take me down. And that's the beauty. Destiny is actually my coach and my daughter. And the beauty of dealing with her is, when you come in with a bad day or bad weigh-in or whatever, it was solution-based. It wasn't, I was shaming myself enough. They didn't go on, and they didn't allow me to spiral. Instead, they would give me 40 different strategies on how to do it better the next time. So I had no excuse to fail the next time because I had enough strategies to be able to handle it, you know? And it's really taken obstacles away from being a roadblock in my life to now obstacles are the fun challenge in my life. I think that's why I enjoy the hard of obstacles and obstacle course races, because it's taking something that's challenging to somebody and would stop somebody, and it's making it a joy and a fun thing to do and something I choose to do. And it makes me feel good about myself, you know? And I always feel like I was always that athlete, but nothing in my life represented it until I lost the weight. And then it's like I became who I really am. And there's this one quote that I absolutely love, and I played in my mind a lot of times when I'm doing like a really hard workout or really hard hill run. And it's, I used to limit my challenges. Now I challenge my limits. That's really what I've discovered. You know, I'm capable of so much more than I ever thought I could, you know, and I'm just excited that this is just a stepping stone. Thank God for HMR. Thank God Destiny did not listen to me. And, you know, thank God that our whole family got on board. My husband, my daughters, both my daughters, and Destiny herself has kept off 20 pounds with the HMR program. So she's not just training, she's living it. And that's really what was the deciding factor for me, is that she lived it. And I see that as a thread throughout all of the coaches, is they live the program. And you cannot get any better validation that it works than that they lived it.
Wonderful.
Mom.
Jenny, you are energy, and you are vitality, and that picture captures it perfectly. And that photo on the right, that is the you. And
yes,
it's to see you being the you that you've always been. Well done. Really,
thank you.
Really great. It's funny, you've made a couple of comments there about some of the skills for weight loss and weight management being relatable to other aspects of your life. It just kind of dealt this way. Oisin, you actually had some of the same comments, and I'd wanted to actually hear from you. You know, don't limit it to those comments, but what comes to mind for you when you think about what you're most proud of and what has been the biggest change for you being in the program?
So there's so much for all of us to be proud of, and I think that it's hard sometimes when a lot of times we focus on the negative. So when somebody tells you to think about all the accomplishments, you're like, wait a minute, that all of a sudden becomes a difficult list to come up with. But for me, the couple of biggest ones that stood out is obviously being a good role model for my kids. You know, that obviously means a lot to me. The family thread is not a coincidence. You know, it's when you do right, it's like a ripple effect, and it's contagious. My mother did HMR. She got me to join. My mother's lost 100 pounds and kept it off. I've lost over 219 pounds. My brother is younger, who's about Destiny's age, probably has lost over 100 pounds himself. It's not by accident. It's because it works. The other thing that I tell people all the time that is not an accident is the fact that everybody who's talked here, their stories are extraordinary. And I say this respectfully, we're all very much ordinary people. You know what I mean? Like, and that's the biggest inspiration to me is the all the incredible stories. Like even Crystal, I just heard her story tonight, and it hit close to home. She was the same age, roughly about the same weight, about the same height. So her pain is something that I know internally. I know exactly where she's coming from. But at the same time, she's a human being just like I am, just like everyone else at home is. And if we could do it, so could you. You just have to learn these skills. You know, we go through our whole life learning a bunch of things, and we get good at so many things. And the one thing we're not good at, and for us, the common thread is we're not good at managing our weight on our own. You know, you just want to say, oh, those people are better than I am. They're more disciplined than I am. They're willpower than I do. And Coach Gina always tells me, you know, willpower is made up. I mean, there's an end to willpower, you know. So I think my greatest accomplishment internally is just learning problem solving skills. I never thought that there would be something that I would learn that'd be non-weight related. I've learned to solve problems in my life. When something, and there's no time for PA, you plan PA. There's no time to do X, Y, Z. You plan.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's crazy.
Wow.
It's crazy.
Amazing.
Incredible.
The picture on the left, I am forcing a smile because my wife, my brother, my mom made me take my then 3-year-old apple picking.
Oh.
And I chalked it up to I hate apple picking. I don't understand apple picking. Why would anybody go apple picking? To be fair, I still don't understand apple picking because you pay more for apples you have to go collect yourself. But the real reason I was miserable, is because I couldn't walk. I couldn't move. I couldn't breathe. I was uncomfortable in my own skin at 34 years old. You can't be almost 400 pounds and be comfortable. It's just not real. So, problem solving skills has been something that I've been able to use to work out PA, plan my foods, meal prep, plan out work, plan out kids, plan out life. All of us have life. None of us had a road where we had nothing to do all year or 2 or 3 besides just do weight loss. That's never going to go away. So I think if anybody takes anything away is that we're all just ordinary people.
Yeah.
That just decide to take things on one day at a time. And if we can do it, then honestly, anybody else can. Anybody else can.
Absolutely.
Oisin,
Very
Oisin,
true.
may I make a quick comment? I agree with you. We're all ordinary people. And with the help of the HMR program, we've done extraordinary things.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yes.
All of us.
Yes. I agree.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Unbelievable.
Very,
And I can say also, I think all of our lives have changed for the better because of
Absolutely.
HMR. I know mine has. And hearing all of you, your stories, and seeing your before pictures and your after pictures, we're all miracles. We're
Yep.
all HMR miracles. And so, if you're out there, I'm telling you, you want to be an HMR miracle. If you're struggling, you want to be and you know what, you're on the journey. So if you're struggling, hang in there. Hang in there. You do not want to miss the pot of gold at the end.
Absolutely.
thank you, Sharon.
Well
You're always
said.
so incredibly supportive. Oisin, the comments, just so many people, the word inspiration and inspirational come up so much, but
So
I
much.
can really say that to each and every one of you. The work you've done is astounding. And your commitment is clear. And just congratulations to all of you. And thank you all for the time tonight. So I had asked Shane to take us out, but feel free. Anyone have any final words before we head out here?
Just thank you.
Yep. Thank
I
you.
I don't have any other words other than thank you.
I would just say too, after 30 years, it just never ceases to amaze me what is possible through this program. And I hope the message gets out there because there are a lot of people who need our help. And so
I heard a great quote before that said, you're willing to die for your children, but are you willing to live healthy for them? And I think that's a thread I hear through a lot of the ones that were parents. I was fortunate that I had a daughter who did that for me, but many of us are doing it for our kids.
Beautiful. Really great.
Said.
All right. Well, guys, it's been real. Did we make it in under 45 minutes as we said we would?
I doubt it.
Times 2. 45 times 2.
In some time zone, we probably did.
So,
All right.
before
Shane,
we go,
why don't you take us out here?
it's been amazing being a part of this whole process, going back for a whole year, in celebration tonight. It just seeing you in your stories individually, it was just amazing. So for anybody watching, it's been stated, we are just regular people, that followed the program. So if you're just now thinking about joining HMR or what the heck is HMR, this is what it is. Now, if you paid attention this evening, there were several times that people mentioned they felt like they had won. They had joy back in their lives for the first time in a long time. They felt pride in themselves, and if you've been missing that in your life, what's been holding you back has been food, the wrong foods. Well, HMR can show you how to use food to bring joy back into your life, to be healthier, to get off medication. It's just the non-scale victories are immeasurable with HMR. And each one of us have hit upon a non-scale victory tonight. It's not always the number on the scale, okay? It's a quality of life thing. And, I cannot shout it from the mountaintops enough how much HMR and the program have changed my life in the last few years. In 2017, if you would have told me I was going to be a health coach, come on, really?
And a damn good one, Shane.
That anybody would listen to me about health and fitness and how to lose weight, I would have laughed my head off. Okay, so not only just the physical and mental changes, but it's brought me this community, and the community is for real. You get real support in this group. So, Crystal was one of my major inspirations at the beginning. Met Sharon at Milestone Clinic. Both of those are members at Milestone with me. And truly inspirational ladies. They led the way. I just followed. I did what I was told. Chuck said, do 4-2-5. Okay, Chuck. That's what I did.
We all did exactly what Chuck told us.
But at one point, the coaches live the life. They don't just tell you what to do.
Exactly.
They're doing the life with you. So if you've thought about HMR, Rick kind of alluded to this earlier. If not now, when? And if not HMR, then what? This works, folks. Here's the mic drop.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
It works.
Okay.
And I'm blessed beyond belief to have been a part of this whole thing and to found it. It's the best kept diet secret on the planet, I think. But it's just awesome. So if you haven't decided to do it, but do it well. Do it with both feet. Do it with earnest.
Yes.
And the rewards are huge.
If our story resonated with you, reach out to one of us. If it was Crystal's story that did it, reach out to her. If it was mine.
All right, we got a feedback here. I think we should end it on this poignant point. Apple picking is great. If for no other reason.
At least now, Sheen, you can count it as PA. You didn't know that at the time.
Oh,
To a
yeah.
point.
It's
Which
so
is
that
not as
kids
good as
know
it-
where apples come from, is what this is.
Osheen, you live miles from me. I'm coming to grab you and take you apple picking.
You guys
Now we all want some apples.
Apple picking all
I'm
day.
getting tattoos, so I keep telling Gina I'm gonna get a can of HMR 120 tattoo, but now I don't know if I do chocolate or vanilla, so I'm
Oh, he's all confused. Doesn't know
All
what-
right, guys, we're going to end it on that one, or we're never going to end it. Thank you. Thank you to the team here. Extraordinary work. Let's keep fighting the good fight, stay in action. And thank you to all of you who are watching. If you made it this far, well, you deserve some credit. Appreciate your time, and everyone have a great everyone.
Bye. Thank you. Bye-bye.